Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pot. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Monique shares her thoughts about Taraji P. Henson's comments on the treatment of black women in Hollywood. So, of course, guys, we're reacting to Club Shay Shay's recent interview with Monique. And I know, he tells you that they're drinking liquor in those glasses, but I think it's coffee.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Listen, a lot of coffee is going to be served in this particular episode. So I'm actually going to come at this from a whole different perspective. I've been looking forward to this. I like Monique. And I knew I did probably a few years ago, and more on that later. But I'm going to come at this from a whole different perspective than most people are going to address these situations. And so this post reads, Monique shares her thoughts about Taraji P. Henson's comments on the treatment of black women in Hollywood. Recently, if you guys have been following the whole situation with Taraji P. Henson, she was headlined with the caption, Taraji P. Henson breaks down in tears over pay disparity in Hollywood. I saw this, you probably saw this. The math ain't mathing was the closing statement of that caption. Now, this correlates with what Monique was talking about throughout this specific podcast with Shannon Sharpe. She spoke about her issues with not getting paid what she is worth in Hollywood. But there's something she focused on, which I want to get to in here. She spoke about a lot of times when she wasn't getting paid what she deserved. In particular, I remember The Parkers, a show that grossed nearly $700+ million, which they told her that they didn't make any money from the show, which seems like an obvious lie. And she had to deal with many other situations like that in the future, Tyler Perry, Oprah, and a bunch of other people, right? This is what I really want to get into right now. Shannon Sharpe asked her, why do you think that you got a different response from the public, from social media, when you complain about the same things, the same struggles? Why do you think that people reacted to you differently? And why did you have a different presentation, in the way that you presented yourself? And she spoke about how she approached this situation confidently and boldly. Her feeling like she was getting shorted out of money, but she was able to approach the situation confidently and boldly because she had a husband, a strong man. And I thought about that and I said, she's making a really powerful point there. And we're just going to let her explain it for herself. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Of course, as always, conversation down in the comment section down below. I'm not wasting time. Let's get it.
When I saw Taraji broken on those platforms, it was painful to watch. However, Taraji and I had a conversation over a decade ago.
Yes.
In my trailer when I was doing the Monique show. And she said, you got to keep on getting it until your turn comes. And I said, Taraji, most of us die before our turn comes. Now you see a woman that is swallowing that pain, that is so stressed out. Then you see our sister Taraji P. Henson sit on that platform. And I love that baby because she's a beautiful spirit. But to see her that broken, what our community was saying was, we have a hard time, some of us, we have a hard time seeing a strong black woman with her back straight and a chin up and a strong black man standing by her side. We have a hard time accepting that. But we can accept seeing a black woman broken. Now it's really serious because she's falling apart. Our community had a hard time with those two things. And when I would hear people say, why is her husband there? Why is he there? It's a sad day when we're questioning why a black man would stand with his black woman. So when you hear black women saying we're the most undervalued, disrespected, underserved, mistreated, violated, exploited, we get all of that. Then you see a black man standing with his black woman saying, not on my watch. and you hear some black men saying, why her husband gotta be there? We're in a sad state of affairs.
That was a really interesting point to me, and there's more in this video I'm going to play for you guys, but do you guys agree with that? Do you think that in today's day and age, when a female celebrity, because a lot of celebrities, especially black female celebrities, are painted like they are superheroes. So when you see a guy, a man, who not only is that woman's husband, but looks like he's in charge of that relationship, looks like he's the head of that situation. Do you think that that rubs the audience the wrong way? That rubs a lot of modern women the wrong way, a lot of modern men the wrong way, just because they're not used to seeing that? Not used to seeing that. Let's keep listening.
When we begin to question black love and black unity, so they didn't want to hear me, some of them.
And of course, guys, comment down below.
Because of what I look like, because I spoke about their heroes, and because they saw that man standing right there strong.
Did they question the validity, because we had never seen this before, not so public, not so present.
Yes.
Did they question you and his relationship?
Me and my husband?
Yes.
When you say question,
What it's like?
Because they did, but I want to understand what
Because, okay, did they think that was your husband, or what was he, your manager? Because he's been everything.
Yes.
He's your lover, he's your manager, he's your confidant.
Name him.
He's the father.
Come on, name him.
Whatever he's all encompassing.
Yes.
He's a toolbox with all the tools that Monique needs.
All of them.
And so when I heard.
Real quick, man, shout out to Monique. I mean, regardless of what your opinion may be, even if you disagree with their dynamic, or maybe even Monique, or maybe even her husband, wouldn't you want the type of partner who speaks of you? I mean, I always see her in this way, and I got to give her props. Like, every time I see Monique speak, not only with her man too, like, she shows this like respect in public, but also looks like she adores her husband. A lot of women would be embarrassed to do this in public. Again, embarrassed, bro, to get out here and show that man who's really not famous for anything, but to look past that and see what he brings to the table as a leader, someone who could be a stronghold in her life. Takes accountability. Let's keep listening.
People saying that, why is he there? Why does he have to be in every interview? Why does he have to be in the background? Why can't Monique do that? Why not?
Why not? Why not? And that's when you see, and these are my sisters, but when you see Taraji, when you see Viola, when you see our sisters speaking out, you never see their representation sitting right there with them.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
You never see them saying, listen, we got to fight together.
Right.
My husband is also my manager, which is my representation.
Right.
But again, we've been so beat down that some of us have a problem with this black man saying, I'm standing right here strong,
right,
and I will not flinch and I will not budge. What a sad state of affairs we are now in, where you have people that look like you and I that would question why this man is standing there.
Wow. 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 And coffee was served. Coffee was served. I'll say this, man. It is very obvious that there are a lot of black women in Hollywood who miss that opportunity to settle down, find a strong man who they can submit to, yes, who they can build a relationship with, who they can have strength with. Guys, like I always say, these women can find husbands. Usually just have delusional expectations and aren't willing to be realistic with what they qualify for. And I think Monique has proven that she's able to do that even in her current situation with all the backlash that she's been catching. If you look at someone like Taraji's background with relationships, you have this storyline, and I noticed this, of a woman who went from believing in relationships, being picky, and really championing that strong, independent Black woman. Exhibit A, here she is about 8 years ago on Steve Harvey. Let's check it out.
Let's talk men for a minute, though.
Men?
Yeah, men, dating. Yeah, what's happening?
Is it? Did y'all?
Did you just nod off like you was going
I was
to
looking
sleep?
for wine, child. This is a segment for wine. My nerve, honey. Men, okay.
How's it going?
I'm a grown woman, so you like dating and let's just see. Those days are over. If there's nothing on this finger, here, if this finger's naked, no one gets claimed. You don't get claimed. You don't get claimed until you claim me.
Pay attention to this. This is important. 8 years ago, it's obvious that Taraji wanted marriage. She wanted a ring. And there are a lot of chicks just like this who have this journey and trajectory that you're about to see. Let's keep watching.
Period. You don't get to say I dated Taraji P. Henson. You don't get to go on a carpet and share that part of my life with me because you know what? Now, today, with all of this social media, it's not private.
Absolutely.
So then I have a son. I don't want them to be like, oh, mom dated this one, he dated that one, this one, this one.
Right.
I can't do that. I can't afford that. Because finally, when I meet the one, he gonna be like, well, you a hoe. You been with this one, this one. Like, no, I wasn't. Let me go look it up. Here it is. You kissing him at this restaurant. This, I can't do that. So
that's smart.
If you're not serious, don't even open your mouth. Shake my hand and keep it moving. Because I'm looking for, I've accomplished so much in my life, and right now, I just want someone to share it with.
Absolutely.
I want to give her props for at least, that stuff does matter. It does matter. There is a difference between a man being able to go on social media and see how much of a 3 or 4 you have been, right? We know she was dating and in relationships. It does matter if you have a bunch of just photos of you kissing this guy, that guy. You don't want to be Lori Harvey out here. Your digital footprint matters. But yeah, you saw a woman here who's interested in marriage. You saw a woman here who is looking for somebody. And as time goes on, you kind of realize that Taraji gives up on this idea of finding a relationship. But before doing that, she starts to realize some of the mistakes she made with her approach to life, the whole strong and independent mindset. And being a strong Black woman may not be the right thing to teach younger women. Want to find a man and get married? Check it out for yourself. Let's get it.
Black women in particular need to lay off of that strong thing. That's a trap. Because when you say words like strong Black woman, it makes us superhuman. And it makes people think, oh, we can conquer anything. And it's almost like superhuman. Yeah. And so you have to be careful with that strong. You want to be strong, but that can't be your label because that in and of itself will scare a man.
You hear that? That will scare a man. That is not a popular mindset to have, to be concerned with what men value in relationships. A lot of these chicks today don't care what you want, right? They're like, we don't care what he wants. It's all about me. She's like, no. Be careful. You don't want to present yourself as a strong, independent woman. But over time, she struggled to get that ring on her finger till this day. In fact, when I searched if she was married, which I had an idea that she wasn't, I found this article. Now, this was like 4 years ago. I don't think much has changed. It says Taraji P. Henson is no longer interested in getting married. No longer interested in getting married. The Empire actress has been engaged twice, with her most recent engagement to American football player Kelvin Hayden getting called off in 2020. And so when I see the trajectory of her career and her life and how people are looking at her kind of broken down, and I look at someone like Monique, I think she's up to something. And I'm talking about Monique here when she says, you know, people aren't used to seeing a strong black woman with a strong man, black man by her side. And it's foreign to people and they don't know what to do with it, especially if that man's taken charge of the situation and that woman is submitting. It's almost like he shouldn't be there. And then she also talks about the strength that she's gained from having a strong man in her life. I've always said, man, any woman can get married. Really. It's not that they can't find a man who's willing to work with them. It's that most women today, as we all know, overvalue themselves in the sexual dating market. Again, that's not your personal value. It's not your personal value. That's not what you bring to society. That's not how your family view you, but how men view you. The value you bring them and what you provide. In most cases, these chicks
I don't drink coffee.
Don't drink coffee. They are delusional. I say that to say, I bet you Taraji P. Henson had plenty of opportunity to lock down a man. And despite all the financial struggles, I think regardless, life's always better when you have someone in your life, and being strong and independent is a tough road to choose. Listen, guys, as always, I'm curious to know, what did you guys think of this video? Leave your comments down below. As always, I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.